awaited. Welcome to the Sunday Debrief.
How good is this, mate? The debut.
Oh,
Nothing's like this, mate.
nothing
like
comes
this
close.
going around.
It's like grand final day.
That's it.
So if your arousal levels aren't through the roof right now,
They have to be. Well, the
There's something
support
wrong.
has been absolutely unreal.
very true. Yeah. When we put out, it's been long awaited. We have been waiting for this for a while. It's been in the works, in the plans, in the notes. Couple of catch ups at Dome Mullaloo.
Yeah,
you know,
that's it. Yeah, regulars there now.
We are regulars there now. It's going to be Wednesday morning regular before each episode. But yeah, sent out the intro, and we reckon 30 plus 40 people put it on their stories, got it around. Oh mate, couldn't have asked for better.
It's blown up. Absolutely unreal support, like from everyone.
Yeah. So I haven't even had an episode yet, and word on the street is that we're the biggest podcast in Australia.
Yeah.
So
Well, we saw with that video you put out.
yeah.
People were already getting around it.
The Perth public absolutely love the Sunday Debrief. So can't complain at all. Mate, straight into it. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Yeah. Golf Saturday and Sunday. Had the old man's birthday on Saturday, so we went for a round
How old?
with him. Couldn't tell you. No, I couldn't tell you. Let's go early 60s. He's quite an old fella.
Yeah, getting on.
Yeah, he's getting on though.
You're never
yeah.
too old to need a Sunday debrief.
No, never at all. I'm sure he'll be listening.
Great.
So yeah, bit of golf. Did I play well? No. Could I played better? Probably not as well. I had a couple on the Sunday. It was our cricket club, sort of wind up
True.
pre-season golf day. Had a couple hard solos. Did they make me play better? No.
But did they make you feel better?
They did make me feel better.
It's all that
So,
matters.
yeah.
It's all that matters, really.
Yeah. So that was about it for my weekend. What about yourself, mate?
Oh, look, there was a bit happening. Obviously, we sent out the intro. It landed myself in controversy straight away. From fair enough as well. I mean, this is a water bottle. I can do what I want. When it's a bottle of Carlton Dry, you can't be doing this. I understand. I take full responsibility for it.
It's good you owned up to your actions, though.
Look, I had to front up.
Yeah.
I had to front up to the.
hiding.
Well, it was obviously quite a media storm, as you expect from such a high-profile podcast. Obviously, you leave yourself vulnerable to criticism, and it's just about fronting up to it. So yeah, look, I just thought I'd let the public know that I was aware of it. I take responsibility for it. It won't happen again. But at the same time, it was a week-old, warm, flat Carlton Dry, and there was not a chance I was taking any more sips of that than I needed to.
That is true. And it's good that the audience, brought you up on that. So, I mean, we're happy to take some criticism and we'll stand up for,
That's it.
what is right.
This is by the audience for the audience. It's a democracy.
That's it.
And yeah, look, we're accountable to the audience. So, but then more controversy because if you follow your Queen's District Footy Club, then you know that I mean no one likes us anyway, realistically. But we weren't too happy about the way our finals ended, and then I don't know, there was an interview TikTok about the club that we lost to. So they hit the comments, which is fair. But look, it's all in good spirit.
Mosman hit the comments.
They did.
Oh.
They did. They found the video and they went hard. It got taken down or he deleted it. It was something along the lines of get a lid reconstruction, you grub. So fair criticism. Constructive.
We'll take it on.
Take it on
But
board.
probably, because he's deleted it, that's just not ideal.
Well, yeah, he deleted it, then replaced it with simple grub. So that's fair. But look, I think and I hope that from a player-to-player perspective, it's all in good spirit. It's all for a good laugh. So
Sure it is.
if we see them out, I'm sure we'll buy them a beer and have a laugh. But yeah, in terms of the social media back and forth, it's good fun. I think
It's good.
I hope we're on the same wavelength there.
It's all for a laugh, right?
It's all for a laugh, really.
It's really taken too seriously.
And then the only other thing from the weekend, it was my footy club awards night. And I did win an award. In fact, I brought it with me.
Oh, you
Would you like
did?
to see it?
Yes, I would love to see it.
It's actually 2 awards now. This is my award.
What has happened there?
Well, I I brought a date with me actually.
Oh yeah.
Apparently she quite liked my award. But, got a bit too
Seems
excited.
a bit too
about
much.
It. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told her I was going to bring the award on. In fact, it can sit front and center of the set
With the cactus.
with the cactus. And I told her I was going to bring it on, and then she said, "You know what? Throw it to the audience. Do I give her another chance? Because
Was it just a full-on drop?
yeah, she just fumbled it. It was a bit of Harry Mackay in the goal square. Just fumbled it. So
You don't want to be compared to that.
She did say take it to the audience. That's 2 events now. One of them she got respectfully requested to leave the venue. And the second one didn't get asked to leave, but I asked her to leave after dropping my trophy. So she did say, look, if there's any other events coming up, ask the audience, am I allowed to come? So,
That's one for the audience. So she's a regular.
Well,
Going to be a regular by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Well, it depends what the audience says, to be honest. So, I'll leave it over to them. But anyway, moving on to next weekend, are you going to listen out?
Yeah, mate. Listen out on the Sunday. Hopefully should be all right. I didn't really enjoy the last one. A couple of big name artists pulled out, but
Yeah, classic.
this one, I don't know. Just got a ticket. Hope for the best, really.
Yeah. Well, this episode will be dropping on the morning of Listen Out. So,
Get this playing on your prees.
well, that's what I'm thinking. It's either you're listening to this at the moment on your prees, you're sinking some beverages, or you're listening to this on Monday morning. It's a public holiday, and you're really, really rough from Listen Out, and you're listening to it on Monday morning. Either way,
No better way.
no better way to spend your Sunday or your Monday. So, look, if that's our stuff covered, this is a podcast for the audience, by the audience, and we had some good contributions.
We did. So these are the audience questions. We'll start us off.
Straight into it.
We're saying the name on this one.
I think so.
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
so.
if you don't say you want to be anonymous, your name will be said. So
Got to make
make
it
sure
clear.
to send that in. The first one, Angus Clouston. So my mate was a bloke. No, not was a bloke. What is that? So my mate, who is a bloke,
Yeah.
took home what can only be described as a 40-year-old Papua New Guinean man and claims it was a good route. Just looking for some clarity on how that is possible. Thanks.
This has stumped me actually.
That is something to digest. So it was a bit of bloke on bloke action. I was a bit confused there. I got a bit rattled at the start.
Yeah. So there's a few more questions than answers at this point. Is this person actually a 40-year-old Papua New Guinean man, or just a female who Angus has described as one?
Look, I did give this one a read before. Usually it's our, raw reaction.
That's right.
But just for context, I think there's only one person this actually could be. It's actually quite concerning when I read this, and a person actually popped into my mind who this actually
They're
could be.
notorious for it.
So I think this is a real deal possibility. This is
You
no.
think
This
there's a
is
genuine possibility that it was a 40-year-old Papua New Guinean man?
a 40-year-old Papua Guinean man and a bloke our age, also a male.
Which is fine.
It's fine, no judgment.
Sunday
there.
Debrief is
No
very
judgment
tolerant.
Very tolerant, and claims it was a good route. I honestly, if you know where I'm coming from, I believe that.
I don't know if I can provide clarity on how it's possible that was a good route.
How is it possible? Where did he meet this
That's the other
40-year-old Papua
question.
Guinean man?
Bar one. Definitely bar one. Or Magnet House.
True.
Or Rapture. Or actually, you know what? It could be any Perth club, to be perfectly
anywhere.
honest. I don't know how... I personally don't think I could claim this as a good route.
So he's that is in quotation marks. So he has said that.
He's gone to the boys on the Sunday. They've had their debrief, and he said, "This is what happened last night. It was a good route."
So he's not hiding it. He's accepting it and sort of boasting it.
I don't know if that's justifiable.
The first one, that has absolutely rattled me.
But it's all about preference, you know.
It is all about preference. We don't know this. I want to put a bit of a, in-house reference in here. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you just don't. All I'm going to say, it just could be a guy. That's all I'm going to say. The people who will understand, but that's all. I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right, there we go.
I think so.
Hope that helps, Angus.
Angus, I really hope that helps. If there's any more, stuff regarding, I reckon.
I think this kind of needs a follow up. There's more questions. If this guy can send us through a voice message explaining his point of view, then it might better understand what's going on here.
That's it. So, did you want to take us to the next question?
Question 2. I know the person who sent this through. I don't know if she wanted credit for it. I feel like this is quite a genuine one. So I'll say this one's on behalf of the girls at St. Catherine's College at Curtin University. They want to know, what are your thoughts on guys not messaging a girl after a one-night stand? It goes both ways.
Yeah. I swear it's like always up to the guy to make the first move. It does seem to be
that way.
But again, thoughts on guys not messaging a girl after a one-night stand? So what's happened and after?
Ghost.
Just ghost. Okay.
Look, it's probably respectful to send a message. That was fun. I
was thinking more of it was like nice to. Oh no, we didn't
nice
really
to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet
you. You had a lovely personality. you had a great set of humour, and I really enjoyed your company.
For that one night, but it's going to be no more.
I wouldn't go for I wouldn't catch up for coffee with you, but I really enjoyed our chat.
There's a way to put it, but it has to take a bit of thinking. I don't think you can. It may take a day to think of the message.
It's true.
But I think one has to be sent.
I think it does. It probably is a bit disrespectful to Well, it depends how much you know them. But even if it's a complete stranger, you meet them at the club, somehow you end up at home with them. Like you probably don't even know their name. Never mind their favourite colour, but you do know all about their set of personalities. And whatever happens. You wake up, you go home. It probably deserves just a little message.
100% does.
So. But I've seen TikToks of girls more like, hooked up with the guy at a club, got their Snapchat, and then the bloke will message the next day, how'd you pull up? How you going? I've seen TikToks of girls like, why are they doing this? Like, fuck off. Like, I don't actually know who you are.
It's a weird one. It depends on the person.
Does depend on the person. Yeah. So, there you go. Hope that helps.
I really do hope that helps.
Girls at St. Catherine's College. Would you like to move on to this one from an anonymous straight male?
Anonymous straight male. Okay. So, this anonymous straight male, I got bitten on the shoulder by a gay bloke at the court who then whispered to me to go along with it. How does one even react to that? Am I a pussy for not bashing him?
Well, no, because violence is never the answer.
No, it never is the answer.
Never is the answer.
Especially when it comes to, difference in sexualities. I mean, did this guy, tell you he was a gay bloke, or could you tell?
And in fairness, it's at the court. So, if you're a straight bloke going to the court, you obviously have to be respectful of kind of the environment
or
you're
open.
in. Very open-minded. Well, open-minded, not in the fact of, should I go along with it necessarily? If you're not into that, you're not into that. But definitely would say you're in the right for not bashing him. That was a good call.
Great call.
Very level-headed.
On the day, because that could have, ended a lot worse.
Absolutely. So... how does one react to that? You probably just have to walk away.
You probably just bite him back.
Just go along with it.
Yeah. It's just the whisper.
The whisper.
Go along with it. That would be like, I don't.
Like a bloke at the court. Like, come here often. You can't come to connections yet next. Look, you could bite him back. You could if you wanted to, but that might suggest that might be leading him on, and that's not fair.
No, can't be doing that. I retract that statement.
Okay, let's move on. We're not getting cancelled at one.
No.
Actually, we might be because the next question, anonymous, very strong anonymous. He was very strong.
Bold, capital.
Hey boys, wishing to remain anonymous here. Is it bad that I find dwarves hot?
Find dwarves hot. Okay.
My first instinct here is the cops need to check this bloke's hard drives.
I think there could be some dark web stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Is it bad that you find dwarves hot? I'm gonna say no. No, because again, imagine like if you're born, like you can't help being, a dwarf most of the time, right? It's like having, like a disability or just like a rude head. You can't help that. So, like everyone, there's someone for everyone and everyone needs a little bit of love. So is it bad? No.
In fact, it could be quite good. It could be quite tolerant and open-minded.
It is. That's it.
But see, the problem, where the issue gets risen here is that, and I've seen this discussion before, people like, they go, I'm dating a dwarf, is that they have somewhat the physicality of a child. That's the problem. That's why I reckon his hard drives do need to be checked. But if it's just, if he's just...
There needs to be a bit more context here and a bit more, maybe a story with this one.
There's a certain... Well, because I feel like if you universally just go, my type is dwarves, not ideal. But if he's met a dwarf and has gone, she or he was really nice and I like them, then I think that's okay.
That is definitely okay. But I can see.
But can you see where potential issues could
there's
lie?
definitely potential where it could go the wrong way.
Yeah.
But, to answer your question, no. It is
not universally bad.
Not universally bad.
But potentially.
Potentially, yes. That's a great way to put it.
There we go. All right, on to the next one.
Okay. So this is Nick Tully referring to his mate Cooper Sinclair. How do you tell a mate to go see someone about his raging alcoholism?
It's a good question. It's actually
really
quite
good.
a serious question, actually. Yeah, no time for joking around.
Because we probably, all know a mate or like a mate of who, gets a bit out of hand. And sometimes there just needs to be someone to actually, tell him, him or her.
As a podcast who passionately encourages drinking beers, we might not be qualified to answer this question. But this is what it's about. We're answering questions we're not nearly qualified to answer. I think raging alcoholism. Look, if he's getting on it every weekend, is what it is. If he gets home from work every afternoon and he goes, I just need a beer, and has 5 of them plus, maybe he does need to have a chat.
Well, I was thinking it's just the wording here, raging alcoholism. I'm thinking if they didn't have that raging in there, I'll just think alcoholism, just like, the general term. But raging, does that mean like you're getting like fired up and throwing a couple left, right, good nights? Is that what that sort of suggesting?
Well, you see, I do know this. I do know the bloke he's referring to. Not an aggressive bloke.
No.
I don't think he's putting people in danger through his alcoholism, other than himself potentially. So by raging, I think he's just aggressively sinking beers. He's not using, he's not throwing
makes it a bit
fists
better.
out.
Well, I wouldn't say better, but like, doesn't add an extra layer to the old alcoholism. But
to answer the question, how do you tell a mate? Look, you just gotta sit down with him and just go, look, just settle down take a weekend off, and see how you go.
maybe like introduce them to some coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some books.
Books. Just hobbies. Just to
Podcasts.
Something to. Because I think after a long day's work, that's probably all that's on his mind. Like, get through the day. Have a cold one, but get him something else to look forward to or whatever. I think that could be the way to do it.
Yeah. Get him seeing something other than alcohol in life. Yeah, great. That's awesome.
Yeah, fantastic.
This is another one from Nick Tully, which might suggest that his previous question, he was actually asking for himself, not his mate. Where's the best place to yak other than a toilet? My personal favourite is Leaderville train station, closely followed by trains. So thanks, Nick.
Trains. Multiple, that means.
Yeah, all of them. We've yacked on the Joondalup line. We've yacked on the Armadale line. Hitting up the airport line next, actually. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, very good.
What do you reckon?
Best place to yak other than a toilet? Well, at least he has a personal favourite, so that probably means it's, his go-to. There's always the Uber. And I do have a story about that, yeah.
Enlighten us.
Okay. So, to start the story, we'll start in the Uber after probably, 2 lemon lime cruises. 2
of them. It's a bit excessive for you.
Probably 1.5. All the rest out. So
did you screw the lid back on?
Yeah. Cool. So after that, got mates called. Just call me an Uber. Out of respect, which is very thankful for that. And I think one of my mates came in the Uber with me because there was no chance I was going back to my house, especially with I think I was underage at the time.
Oh, I see.
As well, so don't want to get police involved or whatever. Anyways, we get around the corner in the Uber, and I couldn't hold it in, and it was a bit too late before I could open the window or the door. So there's a bit of splatter in the Uber, and of course the driver wasn't too ecstatic about it, and goes, okay, yeah, you need to pay for the extra cleaning. I'm like, yeah, whatever, fair enough, come on. But he's gone, I want cash now. So, oh, okay, I'm not really thinking too straight. Cash, and I've just gone, that's a bit dodgy. Didn't really think of it at the time. And so giving my mate my physical credit card, and he wants to go to the ATM to actually get money out. I'm like, well, I'm in no state to go to the ATM. Give it to my trusty mate, Jim. Yes, that's his actual name.
Yeah,
well. So
we all know
Jim.
Jim.
We all know Jim. We all know Jim. He's man of many businesses, Jim. So I give that to my mate Jim, and they proceed to go off in the Uber while I'm just on the side of the road by myself. And so shop's just around the corner, and then all of a sudden Jim comes back, no Uber, just himself. So, oh, hey mate, do we have to call another Uber or whatever? And he's gone, yeah, I've given him, your card wasn't really working, so he asked me to give it to him, so I did, and then he just took it. So, oh, okay, so he has, my credit card. Yeah. Oh, right.
That's not a great situation to be in,
greatest situation to be in. So, I had to, lock all the accounts and whatnot, did what I could. But that card is still, yet to be found. And it was a tough explanation, explaining why I needed a new credit card to
your parents. Yeah.
But other than that, so an Uber, make sure, if they're asking for cash, it's a bit, bit dodge. So don't do that.
Don't give them your credit card.
No.
Well,
oh, hello.
Oh, boy. The lights have turned off. Wow,
open, close.
Yeah, I think you just click that button. Oh, bit of movement. Yep. Here we go. Oh,
beautiful.
How good's that?
Try to set the time.
Yeah, lights on.
Oh.
So yeah, look, that's not ideal, mate. That's not ideal. So
the best place to yak, I do not recommend.
Not an Uber.
No, not an Uber.
Not an Uber. I feel as if as much as we love Jim,
we do.
He has to take somewhat responsibility for that.
He 100% does. He 100% does, and he has owned up to his actions.
Yeah.
But fair to say, I will not be trusting Jim
with
a credit card ever again.
No, and he should probably be helping you to get yourself out of your crippling debt since
100%.
the Uber driver went and rinsed your credit card.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But that's all right. I'm a forgiving person. So
So there you go, Nick.
there you go, Nick.
Uh,
Best places, don't really have any. But worst, don't do an Uber.
Not an Uber. Yeah. No, good call. I do like there's been a couple train yaks. I feel really bad actually. It's a train's birth. Someone has to do it. Someone has to clean it up. I feel quite bad. During Luck train station, I've been there, done that. Except I was quite considerate actually. It was down a drainage pipe,
Oh, that's
so
nice
no
of
one
you.
has to clean that.
That's really nice
I
of you,
hope.
yeah.
So I'd like to think I'm a responsible yakker.
100%.
Very
good.
All right, moving on. Who have we got here? Probably keep
This one anonymous.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We will not say this person. So Anonymous says, how to manage the adrenaline rush when you lose your bag of Coke, but then find it because your friend has the same name as you pretty much.
I don't know why the name's relevant there. How does having the same name as your mate help you find your bag of Coke?
Sort of struggling to comprehend that question. How to manage the adrenaline rush when you lose your bag of Coke, but then find it because your friend has the same.
I can't relate, to be quite.
No, I can't really either. No.
I can imagine it's a good feeling because you've lost it and then you want it back.
Yeah, when you lose it and then you lose something and then you find something.
Yeah. So
Experienced
how do you
that
manage it?
before.
I don't know. Just a few deep breaths.
Not to get too flustered.
Yeah, I feel like if it's your bag of Coke, then you might not be capable of just taking a few deep breaths and settling down. So, can't help you much there, Mr. Anonymous. I do know who that is though, and he actually FaceTimed me last night, so he was having a good time.
Oh, good.
Nice. Found his bag of Coke, which is great. Last one, not even a question. From Tommy Butcher from the Queen's District Football Club.
Yeah.
Imagine recording a Sunday debrief on a Wednesday, #frauds. Okay, listen here, Thomas.
Mr. Butcher.
Mr. Butcher.
Excuse me, mate. We're not going live and recording it on the Sunday. We've got better things to do.
If Thomas wants to wake up at 6 on a Sunday, come here to Bentley and be a producer for us to turn around a podcast in the space of a couple hours, then okay, mate, you can have your Sunday debrief recorded on a Sunday. In the meantime, shut the fuck up, you ginger flog. Okay, now we're on to the big stories. We have a couple good ones here, actually.
Yeah.
we do. So one of them got sent through email. Email us at the Sunday Debrief at gmail.com, I believe.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Makes it a bit easier to keep things anonymous if you want to. If you change your email address or something, I don't know. We'll find a better system to keep things anonymous, I think, because a lot of these stories people do want to stay anonymous, which is fair. Have you seen some of this first one?
I've had a little bit of a look through. Didn't want to get too much involved because it is raw reactions.
Raw reactions. So I do know this young.
It's quite a long story, but it's a good one, isn't it?
Yes. So she is back in Perth now. Sorted herself out after this raging Europe trip.
Yep.
So I reckon we have a little read of this.
We'll go through it, line by line. Do you want me to start us off?
Go on.
Okay. So went travelling through Europe by myself, November to February. Oh, nice little trip there. So that 3 months.
Go.
One of the first cities I went to was Prague. I stayed at this crazy party hotel. There was a volunteer who was 30. Now, for context, I was 18 at the time.
Can we just unpack that bit? Is that okay? Well, it is legally.
Legally it is okay.
I feel like it could be frowned upon. But it is Prague. It's a Europe trip.
Yeah.
I think anything flies.
Go on. We give it the tick of approval so far. So me and the hostel worker really hit it off, and there goes the lights.
That's okay.
But nothing happened, and I left after a few days. On to the next city. We stayed in touch, and he told me I should come back. So they've obviously, exchanged details.
That's nice. That's good.
So towards the end of January, I hopped on a train and went back to Prague to his hostel. First night back in Prague was an actual movie.
Wow.
So they've really referenced an actual movie, so this better be bloody good.
You'd hope so.
And lost my phone, but all G. Good. I bought this hell crappy €30 Android because fuck it, my trip was almost over anyways. All right, to move on to the good stuff.
So now we're starting to hit the climax.
Yeah. Yep, me and this guy hooked up for the next couple nights. In brackets, bit of an age gap of 12 years and low-key crap sex. Okay, thanks for the context.
Yep.
Anyways, another night in Prague, on my second time to the city, I went back to the hostel with another guy. We ended back at his room, which was sleeping another 8 people or so. Right? We start, going at it. And then this guy who had come back with us into the room and somehow ended up joining us.
Yeah, right. Now it's heating up.
Wow. So there's the 2 blokes and the girl.
Yeah. So at this stage, 2 guys, 1 girl in a hostel in Prague.
And the age of the other guy is, unknown. Probably another 30-year-old.
Not specified. Most likely.
Most likely, we're going to assume.
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing, about 5 guys whose room we were in opened the door. Mid us.
Fucking.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 guys, 1 girl.
Great.
Established. After about 5 seconds of awkward silence, one of the guys asked those 5 guys if they wanted to join. So that's a 7. Is that a 7-on-1? That's a squad.
Yeah.
That's a squad wipe and a half. That's 2 squads.
That's a heavy ratio.
That's 2 squads.
That is a very disproportionate ratio. Where's the diversity?
Keep in mind, I was still the only girl. One of the girls in my room and I had come really good friends, and we had actually discussed an orgy before this night because they are kind of a thing at some hostels, and we both agreed that we would join in with each.
Oh, that's very generous
That's
of each
very
other.
nice, isn't
That's
it?
a nice agreement between 2 friends.
Now, my phone was actually so fucked, like I don't know what type of Android it was, but it wasn't connecting to the Wi-Fi. So the message to ask this girl to come join us that night never sent until tomorrow morning. Needless to say, me and her had a massive Sunday morning debrief after this eventful night.
You definitely would. That would be
you
one of the
would.
all-time great Sunday debriefs.
Had to be. Yeah, that is up there, definitely.
Initial thoughts, feelings?
So that's just a start. There's plenty more to go on.
Oh no, that's
that
next
a different
story.
one?
That's next story.
Is it?
Yep. So that's it. That's it for that one.
Wow, so that is it for that one. Okay, so it's a 7-on-1 squad wipe. It's a lot to unpack. Again, only one age is specified for the guys.
Yeah, I would like to know what the rest of the squad average age was.
Yeah.
Like, are we talking we're
talking like an experienced group, or are we talking about like?
Are we talking a Geelong, or are we talking a Hawthorn? Yeah, like
up and coming, or like been there, done that. And,
I was pretty disappointed by the 30-year-olds. She said it was crap sex. You'd hope the 30-year-old would be a bit more experienced than that.
Europe as well. Going for the, I don't know who went for who, but
Yeah. I mean, it sounded like a mutual connection.
Thing? Yeah, it's very nice.
Which is all that matters, really.
Yeah,
and definitely good to specify there that bit that the new guys checked with me, and I was, this is her words, the new guys checked with me, and I was like, fuck, you only live once, hey? So,
I missed that.
So they sound as if it was a respectful,
very respectful
event. I don't know if that's my cup of tea. Well, at least not with 7 blokes.
No, probably not. No, I wouldn't say that's my cup of tea. Either, but
look, you're in Europe,
right? Each to their own.
Each to their own.
Yeah.
You're in Europe. You're in Prague. As she said, you only live once. I'm in full support.
So it's going over there, to have some fun and
absolutely
come back with a good story, and it's featuring on the Sunday debrief, so
it's featured
must be bloody good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why she did it. Actually, she just thought, in 7 months' time, this would be a cracking story for the Sunday debrief, for the biggest podcast in Australia. And it was a fantastic story. I I feel like when you're in a hostel in Europe, you would just hope that they are all protected.
That is a good point.
When you've got 7 blokes all taking a turn, that's dangerous areas.
Yeah.
So,
you could, and who knows what type of, nationality kid might
you don't know
be.
where they've been.
No.
Look. So she
Lots to
came
uncover,
home with a good story to tell
Oh, fantastic.
and a massive bout of chlamydia. So that's okay. Should we move on to the next story?
Yeah, let's move
Got
on.
another big one.
Yeah, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, and I actually, again, strong anonymous one here, but I do know this girl. Love her. She's lovely, and this story made me feel a bit bad for her. Actually, this was quite heavy.
I haven't read this one.
So great. I'll tell you. I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
So, essentially, me and these girls joined a group of guys, and we all became this big group that we're all kind of dating each other. Borderline incest, you're not going to lie. Okay, not a great start, but
So
that's okay.
wait, so like, there's like a group, and they're both dating one, or the whole group's dating each other, or is it just like one and one, mates?
And they're all cousins. That's the plot twist. They're all
All
cousins.
from Tassie.
Yeah, they're all from Tasmania.
Do you know?
So
Is it like the whole group's dating each other, or is it just
okay, so
maybe there's a bit of
we all
context
became this
here.
group and we're all kind of dating. Well, it's not worded great, is it?
No.
We're all dating each other.
No.
So it's just open. We're going to assume that she means, so like this, say this, 5 blokes, 5 girls, one of them is all dating.
Yeah, we'll
it's like,
assume that,
So, okay, we'll assume that. Give it the benefit of the doubt. The others were hooking up with each other outside of it, but me and this guy were dating for quite a few months. Anyways, I started noticing how whenever I'd want to hang out with him, he would make it into a group thing, which was a bit odd, but I brushed it off as like, we're all a group, he wants us to hang out together. Lovely, we're all a family.
Fair enough. That's it.
Then it became just him and my best friend hanging out. But when I asked my other best friend, she was like, oh, they're just really close, don't even stress about it. So I didn't, because this girl was like my sister. So we're not panicking at this point.
No, we're not panicking, but it's just a little bit suspicious, isn't it?
They also had so many inside jokes, which they wouldn't include me in, but I kind of ignored it because it wasn't my business. Fast forward a couple months, one of my closest family members dies, and it was around the time I was going on a trip with them all. We couldn't find accommodation in time, so I suggested my old family member's house, which they all agreed to. The only conditions was that they needed to not damage the house, be respectful, not making noise too late, which is fair. Unfortunately, the trip was probably one of the most traumatizing weeks of my life, but I now look at it as character development. I respect that. So, she's we'll come to it at the end, but she's obviously seen the situation in a positive light, which is admirable. But the whole trip I was excluded. Even though I provided the accommodation, they trashed the house completely and a bunch of other shit. I don't mind drinking, but the amount they consumed for a week straight was too much for me to handle. Look, this is a Sunday debrief. You drink as much as you want. Come on, pull your head in, get over it. No. Each night they would all get blind drunk and go off and do their own thing. The second night we were there. My best friend was getting really shitty with me and also making comments that was embarrassing me in front of my boyfriend, but making her look better. So I kind of just went off to bed because I didn't want to deal with it. Fair enough. It's not been a great night.
No, it hasn't.
Now this is where things get.
Oh, no.
This is where things go downhill. I woke up a bit later and went to see where they all were. So I checked the other room and found them cuddled in my old family member's bed. So essentially, caught my boyfriend and my best friend together in my pop's bed a week after he died. Let that sink in. Personally, I wouldn't be having that.
No, you wouldn't be. That's not on.
That's not
That
on.
is not
No,
on.
that's not ideal behaviour
No.
from an ex and a best friend. But again, she is so tolerant. She is so patient with this. So she said, when I confronted them about it, they said I was overreacting and being a bitch, so I left it alone. The whole trip continued like that, with me on the outside and him and my best friend hanging out constantly, just them two. After the trip, I decided I would give it a bit more time before I broke it off. That would be it for me.
You
You can't move on from that.
Like, I know it's hard to, sort of bring stuff up when, in a relationship and things are going on, but It's literally better sooner.
I feel
rather
like
than
she,
later.
like her friends, and then her personally, she was gaslighting herself into thinking there was no problem. When deep down, she very much knew this was not a good situation.
No.
So she gave it a bit more time before I broke it off. On New Year's Eve, I decided I can't do it anymore and broke up with him. Good timing, I reckon. New Year's, just you're like, okay, start fresh. I believe this was like just at the start of this year as well.
Yeah.
So 2023, we start fresh.
Yeah, that's it.
Long story short, not long after the no contact, I caught them walking into my workplace holding hands, did some digging and saw that they'd since become an official couple, which honestly, good on them because no one else likes them, so they can have each other. That's a good way to finish. Fair enough.
This is fantastic.
By the way, how audacious is that to walk into her workplace as a couple?
It's just, I don't know what's going on there, but she's handled herself very after very well. Yeah.
So, yeah, as I say, I think she was kidding herself into thinking things were okay for so long when clearly they just weren't. Like, yeah. I think she's doing well now.
Oh,
so that's what we like to hear.
Good. Yeah.
Used it as character development. Worked on herself.
It's one of the great lines, that.
Character development. It was traumatizing, but I just used it as character development. That is a cracking way to look at things. So, good on her. So, that's a good story.
That is that. Well, that's a really good one.
Sounds like she's got a few other good ones as well that she'll be contributing to the Sunday debrief over the next few weeks.
Oh, fantastic! So more content from
plenty more content from this anonymous source. So, anyway, I want to move on to the next one. A bit more lighthearted.
This last one anonymous too? Or are we saying
this bloke can be out.
Yeah, this
bloke
can be
bloke's involved.
Sahib Sandhu. Here we go. Boys. Got a story from Justin and I from this weekend. Do you know this Justin?
I do. Justin Harrison, great bloke, cracking bloke.
Fantastic.
One of the all-time great blokes, actually.
Unreal. Firstly, we went to go take a piss, as the lights go off. Justin sees access to the roof. So as anyone would, he finished taking a piss and climbed in the roof. I have video evidence which I'll send.
Which is here. I'll show you and I'll overlay it over the thing. So that is climbing on the roof.
What's he doing up there?
So what? He's still on top of the roof.
I don't know why. I don't know what the objective was there.
No.
Like, what does he want to see in the roof? The air conditioning vents.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look if the electricity's good here. Hope it's better than curtain. The lights keep turning off. Anyway, there's a bit more to this.
Yeah, I don't know who he was going to find in there, but yeah. So the video, and secondly, Justin, the cheeky bloke, voted 7 consecutive times for myself and him to win cutest couple at the Curtin Uni Law Ball. Bear in mind, we are both guests to this event and don't study law. I don't even go to uni, for fuck's sake. Anyways, hope this made some good content.
Award, Best Couple Award, the rigged Best Couple Award.
That is fantastic.
So congratulations to
Congratulations,
Justin
and Sahib. That is some forever great content, and I'm sure that moment of cutest couple will live by forever.
Yeah, so that's good. Good on them. We'll see them as a couple at the court next week.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, they could.
Hopefully not whispering.
Hopefully no biting as well.
No biting allowed. All right, that's it for the written stories.
It's a fantastic start.
However, this is where it gets even better. This is what we want. This is the content we want. We want like voice messages.
Voice messages. If you're going to send something, make it a voice message.
The voice messages are as good as it gets. So should we get straight into
We'll get straight into it, yeah.
with the first voice message? We'll have to stick the headphones on.
Let's give this a listen.
Just make sure. Yeah. So the people will be hearing what we are hearing. First one from the great Ryan Hammond.
Oh, here we go.
Let's have a listen.
Something.
Let's have a listen.
Hey boys, hope you're doing well on the potty. Just sort of wanted to get something off my chest that I've seen recently in the public. And it's down to these few certain people who play for the Ocean Ridge Football Club. And look,
Your club?
yes, they did win their flag on the weekend. They've worked very hard all season for it. But what I don't understand is why you have to go out 1 week later with your fucking medals on. Like, get a grip. Yes, good on ya. You won the flag. Have your Mad Monday. But don't be taking up my Snapchat stories going out on a Tuesday with your fucking medals on. And then you choose to go out on the Friday, 5 days later, with your medals on as well. Get a grip.
I saw them on
passion.
Saturday at Bar 1 after their awards night, and they still had the medals on.
Yeah, it's a long and ongoing thing. And how's the raw passion? And that's really speaking from the heart.
You can tell it's an issue he cares about, he's
Yeah.
passionate about, and he had to get it out, and you have to respect that.
Yeah, it would have been like, hard as well because he's all like, mostly mates with all these boys from Ocean Ridge, so he doesn't care.
No.
This is just an issue that bothers him and he's just bringing it up.
And from my point of view, you know what, I agree with him, but not because of them going out a week after. I was just salty that I couldn't do the same. I was still salty about Quinn's prelim loss from 2 weeks
As you
before.
would be.
If we won it, then I would still be at Bar 1 with my jumper and my medal on. So, you know what? I would do the same. But fuck you, Ocean Ridge.
Well,
Right.
we are obviously didn't, play. I did play a solid
Well, yeah.
two games and a quarter.
I want to
for the
hear about
season.
this actually, Ruggsy. So, because my brother was in the same boat with the league team. Ocean Ridge won league and Colts. Fair play to them. Great club. But he was injured, wasn't playing on the day. How did you feel as a member of the club? All your mates are winning and celebrating, and you're a part of it, but you're not quite a part of it.
Yeah, not great to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Not great. Would I, if I was fit at the top of my game, would I have made that grand final team? No. but you're always a chance. You're always a
course
chance. At that
You
last
never know what form you might have hit.
that last Thursday training, there could have been a couple elbows thrown, get myself in the mix. But obviously it was not there, could not participate. But yeah, it was tough. It was tough being injured on the sidelines. But it was, I did feel great when we won. It wasn't like, it was salty because we won.
Yeah.
It was still a great feeling. Yeah.
No, that's it. Fair enough. On to the next one, I think.
Another voice message.
This one's from the great Tom Butcher. We've heard from him.
We have
He
heard
doesn't
from
like
him.
that we're recording on a Wednesday, but now I believe I was standing next to him when he recorded this on Saturday night.
Oh, right.
At
So
the,
you've heard it firsthand.
at the Queen's District Gala. On the other hand, I was blind, so I don't really remember what he said.
So you're hearing it firsthand now, basically.
Let's have a listen.
Congrats to Fitzy for runner-up best and fairest. Unfortunately, he couldn't take the chockies, but to be honest, I don't think he deserves them. Mr. Daniel Mann definitely deserved best and fairest.
He did.
And
Great man.
the fact that he mentioned chicken burger in his speech was a highlight. I mean, props to Fitzy, but yeah, maybe next year, champ.
He's champion.
He's champed you at the end. Okay. My first thought, this Mr. Butcher, how did he go in the best and fairest?
Now, fair enough. He won the Rising Star Award this year.
Oh, so was he, first year?
First year.
Culty?
Well, first year he was back in the June Up Kinross days. I played with the great Butch actually.
yep.
And then he came back. But you know what, Butch? I actually won that Rising Star Award last year. So you're just following my footsteps, mate.
So if he doesn't finish at least runner-up the
You're-
next year,
you're a failure.
we'll be champing him.
We'll be Oh, yeah. Good luck to you, big shot. You go and win a best and fairest, mate. You win the you won the Rising Star. Okay, he had a great second half of the season. He's an awesome halfback. Just rebounds for us, rolls into the
love it.
midfield. But maybe you wouldn't have run the Rising Star if you weren't fucking hopeless at the start of the year. So it was just the trajectory was good, but I love you, Butch. He's actually a cracking footballer.
fantastic.
He will be up there next year for the best
Well,
and
I mean, that's fair enough message. If he can back it up.
fairest. Yeah. So
mean,
he's talk the talk.
Yeah.
How about you walk the walk, Mr. Butcher?
But if this bloke didn't poll and said him that and then champed you at the end,
Yeah,
You go
no,
on,
I might
yeah.
need to get a copy of the best and fairest vote count actually, just to see where he landed. Yeah. Wonder if you got any bogs champion. He also has red hair. Unlucky legend. Anyway, moving on. This is the last voice message.
Very last
This one we don't know. We don't know this bloke,
No.
but he's introduced himself to us.
Yeah, we don't know where he's come from.
Oh, we do. We know he's from
Oh,
Clarkson.
we do. What do you call himself? The king of Clarkson?
Something along those lines.
Something along those lines.
He's lived a legacy. He's famous around the Clarkson area. He has asked to be anonymous in this story, though.
Oh, okay.
So it sounds like he's a great man. It sounds like he's got some good content for us. And he's loving the idea of the Sunday Debrief.
Yeah, he was actually the first one to, send a message.
Yeah, he was actually.
So good on him.
Good on him. He's asked to remain anonymous.
Yeah, so we'll listen to his chat and see what he's all about.
I haven't heard any of this. But in his words, he said you'll be pissing yourself laughing.
Oh, fantastic.
It better be a good story.
Better be good.
It's actually 6 separate voice messages. That's how long it is. So better be good.
High hopes.
Oh boy, do I have a story for you guys. All right, so this one time I introduced my mate, Aiden, to a girl I was talking to at the time, Hayley. We were all getting on the piss, whatnot, having a good time, having a good laugh, and Hayley, all of a sudden, she leans over the table with a serious look on her face, and she was like, all right, so I'm going to let my dog out of my room, right? But you guys can't pat her because, she'll loop out at you. And I was like, oh, okay, what kind of dog have you got? And she said a Chihuahua. At first, I laughed my ass off. I was like, I'm not scared of a little rat-looking dog, And so pretty much what happened was she's let this dog out of her room. We were kicking back in her lounge room because she had this full projector set up right up against the wall, everything. It was like a huge 90-inch TV in front of us, pretty much.
90 inches? Amateur.
And we're all sitting there having a good time, and she lets this dog out. It comes, and you can hear it, you can hear it.
On to part 2.
You could hear its paws along the wooden floor. And I was like, oh, it sounds cute. Comes around the corner, locks eye contact with my friend Aiden. Starts barking his head off, starts biting his feet, and this man is freaking out.
Bounding over.
Shitting himself. He's jumping away from it. He's got his legs up on the couch. And I'm looking at him pissing myself laughing. I could not stop laughing for the life of me. And I thought I was in the clear, and then the dog snaps. It just stops moving all of a sudden and locks eye contact with me. It's like the dog thought, oh yeah? What, you think you don't have a turn? Sprints at me, starts biting my leg, biting my socks. My friend Hayley's trying to control her dog. She can't even grab it. It's the size of a fucking rat. I don't know how she didn't. It's going around biting my ankles and stuff, and I was like, I'm jumping up on the couch, and my mate Aiden was pissing himself. Anyway, this dog starts chasing my mate again, and my mate runs out of the house, right? And just as he's going to go run out of the house, there's about, I don't know, probably about 4 dark-skinned people across the side of the road. And, it's a white neighbourhood,
Oh.
It's like Spot the Black Guy around.
No.
And pretty much, this dog locked eye contact with these 4 dark-skinned guys.
Why was that necessary?
And just started chasing them.
cancel us.
And these 4 guys were shitting themselves, man. We had to go recover this dog. This dog I couldn't even touch. I was trying to grab it, and then it just bit me and stuff. Anyway, I get my mate to run back to the house. I'm like, bro, go grab Hayley's dad's fishing nets in the garage. He sprints back to the house. It's about a 100-meter sprint back to the house. Then he sprints back with his fishing net. Hayley couldn't grab the dog. I couldn't. And I pretty much got this fishing net and had to scoop this little chihuahua out. And his 4 little legs was sticking out of the net. And this thing was going nuts, man. It was going nuts. And I had to run back to the house with this dog in this fishing net. And I passed 2 of Hayley's neighbours, and they looked at me like I was like a dog thief or something. Like, one of them looked like they wanted to stop me. Anyway, just as I get through the front door, this thing starts shaking around in this net like crazy. And I pretty much tipped the net upside down on the couch. And the second it falls out of the net, I sprinted to the toilet. I was not having any of that dog. Fuck that. Chihuahuas are genuinely scary little dogs if they are uncontrollable. It is insane. The dog is all cool with me now, right? But every time someone goes to walk out of the house, this dog will chase the back of their ankles and bite the ankles until they're out of the house. It is a psycho little thing, man. Anyways, you boys have a good one. I hope you enjoyed the story. Let us know if you'd like to hear more. I've got plenty more stories.
Boy, oh boy, Liam.
Oh wow, that's a lot to unpack there.
It was very long, but
By the way, I just noticed something at the end because he said I'm fine with the dog now, but when people come over, it bites them. Does that mean that 'cause he said it's a girl he's talking to? Maybe they've kept going, which is awesome by the great
this
man.
is fantastic.
So obviously the dog wasn't a
Dog's now a
breaking
family
point.
member.
yeah.
Yeah.
So good on them. What's your initial thoughts and feelings on that one?
Well, the King of Clarkson, yeah. Look, it's good. Maybe he's tamed the dog, but you know, not ideal, especially a little Chihuahua
No.
coming at you. Like you don't.
No, it's not like a Rottweiler or a
Yeah.
German Shepherd coming at you, and you have every right to lock yourself
Yeah,
in the
no,
toilet.
you can't. You know, you just like, oh yeah, Chihuahua. Yeah, he's got a little nibble on my feet or whatever. But like, I mean, it sounds fair enough that he was, you know, running away. But definitely a lot to. Again, we had a bit of a, you know, he said a line there that could have potentially and maybe will get us cancelled.
I felt as if those details were probably unnecessary. But that's okay. It was his words, not ours.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's the first time we're listening to it. This is genuine reaction. So, yeah, nothing we can do about that one.
No, nothing we can do about that. So, I mean, good story.
Yeah.
In the end from Liam. Yeah, really good.
So-
And I'm sure by the sounds of it, has a couple more to.
Yeah.
unpack.
So absolutely, mate. Please send in some more. Now I think that's it for the voice messages. Please send them in. And as we say, so the idea with the voice messages is, if you send them in, we'll send you we'll reply to you, kind of acknowledging that we've seen it, but we won't listen to it until we are here, sticking the headphones on and reacting to what you've got to say. So that was great by the King of Clarkson there. We've got one video as well.
Video. Okay, I love it.
Now this one, it's not a question; it's more just a statement from my mate Keith, who's
Keith.
currently in Europe. So
Fantastic.
have a watch of this. I'll overlay this on the edit. Here's what Keith has to say about the podcast.
Fitzy, if you want me on your podcast, mate, you know I'll get you 1,000 views. This is Heath from Perth.
I'll come on your podcast, cunt.
And I'm Keith from Perth. This is Heath from Perth.
Heath from Perth. Your podcast will drop from fucking 1,000 to 2.
Hey, Riley! No, that's not right. What?
So not so much to unpack from that one.
No, well, no, it actually is a little bit because that gives us context to the last story.
To the possibly.
Possibly. I don't know what I'm talking about there. No, I don't know what I'm talking about.
No. So he's at he's at Oktoberfest at the moment. And that's Keith and Heath.
That's Keith and Heath.
Very similar names actually.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar names.
So sounds like Heath should come on the podcast.
Yeah. Heath seems good value.
Reckons he's going to take the views from 1,000 to 2,000. I think we'll have to get to 1,000 first, Heath.
That'll be
But,
ideal. Get to
Once we're
1,000.
big enough for you to come on, then we would love to have you on. They seem like a couple great gentlemen.
They do. They really do. So we appreciate Keith and Heath for sending that in.
So stay safe there, mate.
Yeah.
And keep enjoying your time. That brings us to the end of our stories, our voice messages, and our videos. The final thing we're doing is we're sticking quick fire questions on our stories like 2 hours before we record on our Instagram, and not looking at them until we're on here. So it does look like we've had some entries on there.
Oh, very good.
So
Fantastic.
you don't have
Well,
you don't have
I
your
don't have
phone
my
on you.
phone. It's
So let's have we've got a good, I reckon 6 or 7 here.
yeah.
So the first one from @Zach Woody is Chol a contender for Brownlow this year?
Old Marbs. I love Marbs.
Not if Matt Taberner has anything to do with it.
No,
I know he was injured for a bit, but I reckon he pulled enough when he did. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, well, Zach Woody, unreal bloke. Marby Chol, one of my favourite players.
Rumours of
back in the
him
day.
of Fremantle should go after it.
Rumours of Adelaide as well.
It's really.
Yeah. So, what was the question? Will he win the
Will he
Brownlow?
win the Brownlow? Yeah.
Look, may have come close if he played. He may played most of the season in the twos, unfortunately, for the Gold Coast Suns. But again, would have been up there in the VFL, no Brownlow. But
Might
I
win a
reckon,
flag this weekend.
yeah, I reckon though, if you combined his Brownlow votes of the AFL and his VFL ones, he would be up there definitely,
Absolutely.
100%.
Who genuinely wins the Brownlow, do you reckon?
It's got to be close between Nick Dacos. and Bont,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
it'll be a big comeback from Bont in the last
Yeah.
couple months.
Yeah.
I reckon Nick Dacos was winning in an absolute landslide until he got injured. And then you got your Smokies, Zachy Butters, and Lockie Neal even.
Lockie Neal.
Flying under the radar
Yeah.
because he's just in
Always does,
he
doesn't he?
accumulates. He's had such a consistent few seasons.
That's it.
Should be a good Brownlow night. What are you doing on Brownlow night?
Brownlow night. Brownlow night's Monday night.
It
isn't
is.
Probably,
It's a public holiday though.
yeah.
Day after listen out.
I'll probably be recording.
Very true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you finish up
content
early,
there.
come to the Paddington Ale House. Back chat.
Where's that?
Paddington and Mount Hawthorn. Live back chat show. And
Oh, really? Will you be there?
I will be there.
Oh,
Maybe doing
fantastic.
some roaming back chat around the paddo.
Oh,
with all the
unreal.
fans.
Unreal.
So, we got some drinking games to do with the votes. We've got a live show going on. And there'll be some free beverages going around, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So
fantastic.
if you've got nothing to do on Brownlow night, come to the paddo.
That's it. We love promoting other our side hustles. as
Yeah,
well.
that's
So
it.
this is the main.
This is
deal,
the main
isn't it?
gig. But get into DRN1 Sports.
Oh yeah, if you have
Sports Wrap.
get
into-
time,
Yeah, watch a bit of roaming back chat.
Yeah,
That's what we
that's
want.
it.
You can read this one. Probably
Read
best
this
to keep this one anonymous.
Keep this one
I could answer the question.
Right, so this next one. Okay, so anonymous. This is directed at you.
It is.
Why does Ronan not respond to his DMs? A lot of exclamation marks and like a sweating, face emoji. So, why do you not respond to your DMs, mate?
I'm not. Yeah, no, it's a fair question. I'm not very good on the responding game actually. That goes.
Busy man.
Busy,
It's
very
not
busy
personal,
man.
I'm
It's not-
sure.
No, it never is.
No.
Never is personal. Some of my best mates, they get it angry at me for leaving them undelivered, and it's not personal. I'm just not very good at clicking on my
That's
phone.
it. There's only so much, pieces of cake for people to have.
Exactly.
That's it.
And when when someone you don't know sends you a DM,
Are
And
we saying the gender of this person?
a female,
A female. Yep.
I don't know how. They click through your. You might see a TikTok interview. They click through the TikTok, click on the Instagram, send a DM. I very much respect it actually, because normally, I think you said it this morning. Normally it goes the other way.
Oh,
We're talking
100%
about
normally
we were
goes the other
talking
way.
about normally the blokes have to do the hitting up. So I do very much. I'm actually very flattered by it. Sometimes maybe I get cold feet. I get a bit. Oh fuck! What do I say here?
Yeah.
Not used to this. So yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah. So not personal. We'll get around to it. Just
It's not. Yeah. It's not deep.
No, it's not deep at all, is it?
It's just I'm not very good at responding,
That's it.
and I've heard that from a few people. So it's not personal.
That's it.
From Sahib Sandhu, what's it like going to a PSA school?
So directed at you
I
again?
don't know. I think probably both of us, and that's purely because of the haircuts. It is a PSA haircut. We both have PSA haircuts. Neither of us went to PSA school.
No.
Oh, I wish, if only I could have gone to Hale. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish. Well, who knows where we could be now?
Very true.
Yeah. Literally anywhere.
Yeah.
Probably but here.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably in the toilets with the boys.
Probably.
Yeah. But, I mean, that interview video that came out for the Sunday debrief, that bloke looked at me and he's like, "Oh, did you go to private school?" Yeah, I can tell. Did you get rooted in the bum? Well, look,
He sounded like he was coming from personal experience.
I
though.
think so
Yeah.
because,
The way he locked eyes with you as well, then, proceeded to...
grab my neck.
Grab your neck.
Yeah. Then whisper in my ear. It was a bit of bit of core areas there,
Yeah, bit of
actually.
core-
Yeah.
No biting, though.
I was getting to that
Not yet.
stage. I had to break out of it. So yeah, look, Sahib Sandhu. Neither of us went to PSA schools, you flog. He's a private school boy.
Yeah.
Pull your head in. Anyway,
Who's in his sahib? Bloody hell, man.
this next one.
From Nick Vlahov. Do you have hemorrhoids? Is this, I don't know, should we both answer, this question? I think there's
Not that I'm aware of, Nick.
yeah, not that I'm aware of. Don't have any hemorrhoids floating around.
How about you, Nick? Why don't you let us know?
Yeah, these questions sound a little bit like personal. Like maybe
Maybe he's just really interested in our medical history.
yeah, or maybe he has a hemorrhoid and wants to send some questions in to relate to maybe the
You want some
treatment
advice. Or
yeah.
how do you go to your doctor about it?
Yeah, how you go about
what do you
it.
say? Yeah.
There's nothing wrong.
It's not a funny matter, actually,
No,
so
it's not.
sorry, Nick.
No, sorry, Nick, if that was a personal experience, but to answer your question, no, not that we know of. We don't have any hemorrhoids.
Great.
Fantastic.
Have some more?
Yeah, we do have some more.
This one from Xavier Canane. What are the best ways to beat the heat when you're hung on a Sunday morning in summer? Kiss emoji. Thanks, Xavier. Thanks for the
Xavier.
affection.
Best ways to beat the heat.
It is getting to summertime. It's getting a festival season. What's the best way to beat the heat? Mate, get in your car, go along the coastal road, Boulevard, something Boulevard as it's called, and put on max volume the Sunday Debrief podcast.
Blast the aircon. Just
Then, I don't know, pitch up your towel on Mullaloo and just listen to the Sunday Debrief.
Yeah.
That's how you beat
just
the heat.
blast it on a speaker so everyone
So
can hear it.
everyone
Hack
can hear
into the lifeguard tower and put it over the megaphone.
That's it. So speaking of Mullaloo, I'll come back to it at the very end. We had a concept for that.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come back to that.
we will come back
So
to that.
keep tuning in. Last one, mate.
Oh, this one.
It's from
From Brandon Edwards.
a great man.
Do you know this one?
I do.
You do? Okay. Any tips how to give up a crippling bar one addiction? Crippling, so it sounds like it's been hard hitting for a while and it's finally, taking a toll on himself. I feel like you can relate
I
a
think
bit more to
I think
this
he's
one.
asking for a mate here actually, and I know exactly what mate he's asking for.
Oh, yeah.
Jackson Sharp.
Oh, okay.
He does have a crippling bar one addiction.
Is this like
Every weekend. Where are we going?
is this like Friday and Saturday as well?
Sometimes, whenever. Well, yeah. Now footy's done. Oh, mate. If he could do it on Thursday nights, he would.
Oh, okay. Yep.
What happened to FOMO Hillary's on a Thursday? He would be there if that was still going on. I don't know if it is. Because personally, I don't go to bar one on a Thursday. I have no motivation to do that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, any weekend. Oh, Jackson, what are we doing? Let's go to bar one.
So it's more of like a hobby now. Just,
Yeah,
or even just a lifestyle.
yeah. So
Is it a good one to have?
somewhat.
Somewhat.
I wouldn't.
Depends on the type of person you are, once again.
He does have a good time at bar one. I'll give him that.
Oh, very good. Every time as
And
well?
you know what? Give Jackson credit. He'll wake up on a Sunday and we'll still go to Queen's Beach and jump in the water. We'll have a refreshing Sunday. We'll listen to the Sunday Debrief podcast. So, and then,
He does it
during
all
the week
again.
he goes back to work. So I don't think bar one's taking over his life just yet.
Yeah.
It could get to that point though. So,
Well, better, diagnose it early.
yeah,
Crippling is the diagnosis
yeah.
from, who was that, Brandon? But, yeah, seems like he's, treating it well.
Yeah.
But, better get on top of it early rather than later.
Actually, I think there was one more question actually. He was in the DMs. I've got to write it on the run sheet. But there was one more, which was asking to be anonymous,
Oh, okay.
which is
Yeah.
fair. I can understand why.
A lot of
it's quite a
these we can
personal one.
understand why. Yeah.
Final one. This is actually less of a quick right question. This should have been at the start, really. Hey, boys, is 9 months after a 4-year relationship too soon to get into a new one? I don't know. You can't answer that with an objective answer.
No, you can't. 4-year relationship.
It's a long time.
That's a very
I can
long
relate.
time.
It's a long time.
It's a very long time.
Especially through
Almost
high
like a
school. and
quarter. That's almost like a quarter.
Yeah, when you're this
our
age.
lives. Yeah.
And especially this age, that means you've grown up with it.
Yeah.
You do a lot of changing in that time between
Yeah.
14, 15 to 18, 19, 20.
That's it.
It's a real big character development time in your life.
Character development. That's
So,
right.
I always said, right, came out of a long-term relationship, my philosophy, because I'm a very philosophical man, was I'm not looking for anything. I probably don't want it. I'd rather not.
Probably the worst thing to do is look.
Exactly right. If you're looking for it and you're forcing it, you're not going to find the right person, right? And the single life has a lot of pros. you know, especially when you're out and about, you just turned 18, 19. We're having a lot of fun. But if the right thing comes along, then you don't want to be too stubborn and go, nah, I'm not looking for it. Like, I'm having too much fun. You're too stubborn, and then you let it go. And then she or he moves on, and you lose something good.
Yeah.
And you never know.
Never know.
So if you should, I feel like it's you would be able to know better.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you know, you just know it's the right one.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I met my girlfriend in the Levers line.
Wow.
So it was a long, very long line, as we all know, and
There are a lot of long lines.
Yeah, and
in all forms.
By the end, it sort of messed with your head a little bit. You're a bit dehydrated going on, and somehow some of the stuff I was coming up with to keep a conversation obviously worked. And just be your true self, and stuff will happen naturally.
And you just connect with them, and you just know.
That's it.
So this, we don't even specify the gender. This male or female anonymous person. Look, if you found the right thing, whether it's 3 months down the track or 3 years down the track, if you reckon you found the right person, then mate, it's never too soon. Go for it.
That's it.
So we'll see. Try and keep updated on that one, I reckon.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be an ongoing.
Yeah, maybe an ongoing one.
Progression, but yeah, we'll love the anonymous sending that in. That's
and it's great that they feel comfortable to ask us those very important questions that we're not qualified to answer.
Yeah, but we will answer them, and please take or don't take on our advice, however you want to do it.
Tell you what, Rognus, that's everything.
That's it.
That's
mate.
what the audience have provided this week, and I think they've done a great job considering it's episode 1. It was pretty short notice. It was a week turnaround between people knowing about the podcast and getting all of this in. And how long is that? This is almost an hour and 15 minutes, mate, of just content. So, as I say, this is coming out on Listen Out Day, right? So this is either your pre's, or this is on a Monday. Maybe the Tuesday, because Monday's public holiday. The Tuesday, people are going to work. A lot of our mates are tradies. They will listen to this.
Yep.
Driving to work or on site with the AirPods in. Either way, wherever or whenever you're listening, we hope you've really benefited from this debrief.
Yeah, and
how have you enjoyed it?
Oh, mate, it's only onwards and upwards from here, and we've done a bloody good start, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks again to everyone who sent in, and if you have literally anything, just send it in.
Just send anything. As you can see
Literally
from
anything.
this episode, this was absolutely anything.
So much variety.
Doesn't matter whether it is a night out story or just any, we had a Chihuahua. We had people asking about one night stands and Papua New Guinean men, or just is 9 months too soon? Like absolutely anything. Just ask us. How was PSA school? Yeah, great question, cracking question. The voice messages is the best thing though.
100%.
So if you're willing to send a voice message, send it through. It might work on actually getting a bit of a better system for that, and an anonymous system, a link that people can click on to send anonymous voice messages.
Yeah, we'll work all that out.
Before we go, I did mention when the Mullaloo thing.
Oh, yeah.
So what we were thinking, before we had any idea of how this would go, we're hoping it goes well.
Hopefully, you don't get cancelled.
Hopefully, we're not getting cancelled. Is by New Year's time, we'll have I don't know, I haven't counted, maybe 8 to 10 eps out.
Yep.
Hopefully, people are enjoying it.
Decent audience, hopefully.
Mullaloo Beach. But in between, maybe just before Christmas or in between Christmas and New Year's, everyone come to the MBH, have some beers with us, and then we'll set up on the grass on the beach. Or maybe we can talk with the MBH about setting up inside, and we'll have a live show where we'll set up, people can actually come on with us and they'll be there. They'll talk to us. So it's the best time of year. There's that holiday period. Everyone's off work. Just come and sink some beers with us on a lovely summer's afternoon, and then debrief with us. We'll have a New Year's special, depending on whether success is going through the roof by that point. So we're just putting the concept in people's minds.
Yeah. Oh, no, I bet everyone would be keen for that. Get to tell their stories in person.
Yeah.
Don't have to have anything going on. But, yeah, so keep staying tuned for that, and we'll have heaps of content coming out, won't we?
In the meantime, we'll see you at Listen Out, mate, on Sunday. Good luck to the all AFL teams in their preliminary finals this weekend.
Any certain team you're going for?
Oh, it has to be the Orange team. wouldn't
Orange
it?
team.
Everyone's
yes.
on the Orange
The
team.
big sound.
To be fair, a Collingwood grand final would be huge.
Massive.
And come to think of it, next... Oh, no, it won't be. Next ep will be the week after the grand final. So it'll be the first week of October.
Yeah, okay.
So, every second Sunday Debrief. Follow your Instagram and your TikTok for all your highlights and updates. There'll be plenty of clips from this episode at Sunday Debrief Pod. Send us your emails, thesundaydebrief@gmail.com. And just hit us with everything and anything.
Everything. Load us up. Anything and everything you've got. So send it in.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Rugsy.
Thank you, mate. Pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. We will see you in 2 weeks.
That's it, mate. Keen.